Station. Search Chronic Disease Nebraska to learn more. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
It's year-end tax saving season, and Acres is offering extraordinary buyer incentive programs. Get 20% off select late model John Deere large ag equipment. And with a special 24-month interest waiver, you can upgrade your fleet and save even more. Visit your local Acres store or go to acres.com to choose from the widest selection of John Deere tractors, combines, planters, and sprayers. Act now. Incentives expire December 31st, 2024. Financing program, subproof credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions may apply.
Hi, Sean Callahan here of HuskerOnline.com, inviting you to join us here on 93.7 The Ticket every Saturday morning now. In our new time, we're on from 8 to 9 with the weekly Husker Online radio show. We'll give you the latest in recruiting. We'll talk about what's going on with both football, basketball, and we'll probably share a few stories from the inside. It's every Saturday morning right here on 93.7 The Ticket. It's the Husker Online radio show from 8 to 9 a.m.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's child care tax credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Raising little ones is a big job, and you do your best to give them a good start every day. That means making sure they're well cared for while you're apart. You work hard, but it's not always easy to make ends meet. There may be help. Find out if you qualify for Nebraska's child care tax credit for working parents. You could be eligible for a credit of up to $2,000 per child on your next tax return. Learn more at nebraskachildcaretaxcredit.org. Brought to you by First 5 Nebraska and Nebraska Children and Families Foundation and aired by the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. This is Uncut with former Nebraska baseball pitcher Kyle Perry on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome in Uncut with Kyle Perry, the former Husker pitcher. It's my left as always. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. That is the Sartor Heyman text line. We are live. We had a replay at that 6 o'clock spot, but don't worry, we're live for the rest of the night. We do got Kyle Perry here, Facebook, YouTube, X, Outlook Channel 961 if you want to put a face to the voice. Also, a Savannah Banana. Former Husker.
Talk about it, man.
Oh, you switched the mics up on me.
That's all right.
I thought you were going for 2. You went for 3.
No, that's all right. Yeah, man. Tell them about it. It's a fun time. It's a fun time. And I feel like the month of December is flying by, man.
It's been beautiful. I think it's because the weather's been nice.
Yeah.
And we associate December with cold. And because it's been nice, we're just not associating we're even in December. I mean, today I was like kind of sweating on my walk in. It was 48, but there's no wind. When there's no wind and you're wearing like some heavy layers.
Yeah.
And it's like oddly kind of humid out. Like it was, I don't know. It's been a beautiful week, honestly.
Yeah, it has. It has. But,
like not Florida beautiful, but if you're in Nebraska and it's the middle of December and you're walking around and not freezing your butt off and just shorts outside, like that's a deal.
Right. Absolutely is. I'm not complaining.
No.
The Christmas lights still got me in the spirit. It doesn't have to be negative 20 for me to get in the spirit. So, glad that's the case. Who was the cat you were just talking about, Harrison and I, before we got going here, talking about just NIL a little bit? Is it getting out of hand? Yeah. I anticipate it getting out of hand.
Well,
I would love to know DeMornay's take.
Yes, that's out of hand. We spent a lot of time on this the last time. We were kind of ranting. At least I was. DeMornay was a little more controlled, but I'm just kind of I'm sick of it. It's not the player's fault.
Yeah,
they're there. So like this is how I broke it down. If you're Emmett Johnson, and this is all this is all me speculating. I got no idea how it went down. This is just me assuming, because it's the only way I can have it make sense in my head. So Emmett Johnson, hits the portal, if that, doesn't even really. I mean, he's in there and he's out before you know it. But we have set up a scenario to where it is within the best player's interest during this December portal window to go negotiate your NIL deal. So now instead of a end of the school, end of the semester, like it is, in my eyes, become a negotiation period for college football players. Because if you're Emmett Johnson, it's not his fault. But let's be real, if he doesn't go to the portal, he's probably making the same amount of money heading into next year.
Yeah.
But he's going to do what's best for him, which anybody's going to do. And it just becomes an open negotiation period. Get rid of the entire December portal altogether. Why do we need it?
What an interesting time, truly, because like you said, you can't blame the players.
No, the adults in the room need to get some rules in place because we're going to get an ESPN 30 for 30 down the road. 3% of these college guys make it to the NFL, and they're getting hundreds of thousands of dollars. And
like
when they graduate,
it's literally the new meta of living now. If you got a young child, get them ready to go.
Yeah,
get them ready to go because that is
the
quickest way to become wealthy that I've ever seen.
And you don't even have to
perform.
And
it is so accessible. It is not even funny. You were talking, you get a kid on the cusp, solid above average high school football player that commits to any level D1 college. Okay. They're going to be making all right money as a recruit if they are somewhat touted. You don't even have to be
Power 4. You're making
you
money.
Don't have to be one dog in your respective state to get these deals. That's what is so alarming. In baseball, it's toned down. College football is obviously the hamster that makes the wheel go around at all these universities. I get that, and so I got to see that baseball is more realistic and how it should be, where you got that top 5% in the game that is raking it in. Sadly, down there in the SEC schools, that's where that's where the kettle of the big baseball conference is down south in the SEC. That's all known.
Mm-hmm.
But it's not like the NIL isn't following many places elsewhere. Okay, is what I'm getting at. And for college football right now, it's going down everywhere, and it's crazy amounts of money. And we're talking about this kid that Texas Tech. You said,
yeah, it's got to be fake. I'll be honest. There's no way.
Well,
you gotta be embarrassed. So this is. I'm gonna say
you better get that fact check because if that's actually
there's no way to fact check it. But it's alleged, and I'm not buying it. Because if you're an agent, you'd be it. The more I look at this, the more I'm like, I'm sniffing BS.
Well,
yeah, there's no way. I mean, there's a possibility that it happened, but I have a hard time finding any agent that's stupid enough just for all those curious. There's an alleged
by the burners lately, aren't you?
Kind of. You read the title and it catches you off guard. Then you're like, let me spend 5 more minutes looking around. Does anybody with an actual title or knowledge or inside knowledge saying the same information? We're not seeing it. We're seeing it off Texas A&M burners.
Yeah.
So
stay away.
Supposedly he was getting a lot of stuff. He probably was getting a lot of stuff, but I'm not buying this tweet anymore.
It's believable at the same time. Ironically believable.
Well, that's the tough part. There's nothing regulating any of this. So
some of these negotiations are I'm sure are going down, helping because I mean you see it, they've been talking Juan Soto like the Yankees. Are the Yankees losing Juan Soto because they didn't promise his family a suite at Yankee Stadium because they don't do that for certain players? That's been something actually being thrown around factually. Is the text line jumping? We getting some?
Augie, I got your text. I'll hook him up. Nothing to do with our show. You got some possible gifts.
Oh, way. Shoot, that's too bad. Well, hammer that starter Heyman text line. I'd love to hear from you. That's what we do here on UnKut. But the negotiation part of it. I mean, you said this is kind of like
we've created a situation where these college kids, yeah, it's not their fault, but it's in their best interest to go negotiate their deals as much as they possibly can. Because why wouldn't you? You can consistently make more money if you are an aggressive negotiator because someone's going to take the flyer.
Yeah.
So that's just kind of where we are. There's nothing regulating any of it. I'm not saying all of these adults in the room are bad actors. Like I think guys like Matt Rule actually care about the future of these young guys.
Yeah.
But I just can't get over the fact, like,
it's the game. It's the classic don't hate the player, hate the game.
Yeah. And
all right, the coaches are the players in this instance. They're the adults in the room, and they have to play the game because that very game is their livelihood.
Yeah.
And they're getting paid egregious amounts of money to go lead a football team.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's all about the moolah.
And there's good ways.
I mean, it is outrageous. But hey, like I said, to start this conversation, you got a youngin' around that's showing some promise. Hammer it home.
Yeah.
Okay. You don't be an overbearing parent now that runs them out of the love of the game, but keep them interested. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm not gonna teach you how to raise your kids, but boy, you see some of these deals these kids are making. It's outrageous, man, and it's the most thought out yet not thought out process that's ever taken place in the NCAA, and they just kind of let it loose, and it's total anarchy. It's just craziness out there, but boy, it's entertaining. It's fun to follow.
Yeah, it's just we're at a point now too where like you know, you got the 1890, you got all these collectives everywhere, and those guys got to compete. Like if they want a good football,
if you want to win, you got to pay. It's pay to win.
You have to pay to win, and like whatever anyone thinks about it, that is the current state of college football. You have to. It's pay to play right now,
and it's going to increase. That's going to be the case increasingly in the other sports as well.
Mm-hmm. And I do think like the dream, the pipe dream of all of this, in my eyes, is like, you know, this isn't like these collectives, it's NIL, all got to go away. It just needs organization.
It does.
And like, I don't care if guys are getting this much money, but maybe we've got to figure out a way to where it's spread out. Like that much up front when you're 18, 19, 20, say you don't make it to the NFL, you're used to taking in close to $500,000 a year to now whatever job you get out of college. I guarantee you, you're not going to be sniffing $500,000.
It's just crazy because these kids, you just know, say their first year, say they go to a school. You just saw the guy from Mizzou that's coming to the Skurs.
Williams Winari.
Okay. One and done at Mizzou.
Mm-hmm.
You see the video of the coach is going, you know.
Yeah, bonkers.
Just absolutely nuts when he committed.
Probably spent a fair penny on it.
Right. Okay. I wonder what he's moving away from to come here, which I think Nebraska is a better institution than Missouri. Okay. I'm not.
Better degree.
Right. Yeah, right. That's what brought him. But like, what, you got to think. Okay, so Mizzou's they lose a few games. Okay, what are these guys hearing mid-season from either their loved ones, their friends, whoever is getting to them? What do you think is? And I'm sure like half these guys got agents or some sort of.
Oh yeah, agents are full. In fact,
okay.
High school kids. So got
what
agents
are they
today?
What are they saying? What are they? Because I mean, you better have instant success wherever you go, especially if you're taking a chance. Like Dylan Raiola sticking around for a year too, by all accounts, is actually very incredible and very surprising on many levels. Okay, because if you put a different cat,
yes,
okay,
you're right.
You replace the Nebraska name with another name, okay, of a team that was supposed to be really good this year. Okay, makes it to an average bowl. All right, with a 5-star quarterback, started every game. There's a bunch of film on him.
Mm-hmm.
What are the odds that quarterback sticks around at the school that just went 500?
Very low.
Okay. And that's the craziest thing and that's the reality. So shout out to Dylan.
Yeah, I will say
that's crazy because I don't think you'd see that.
Expecting him to transfer. I bought into what he was saying. I just don't think he's naive enough to pick a school like Nebraska and then year one being like, what? We weren't in the running for the college football. But to your point, a lot of guys, I mean, they're kids, right? Like at 18, I might have been in that mindset where I expect it to happen. Like I'm here, I'm a 5-star. It's not me. I'm not the problem. I got to go somewhere else because clearly you guys don't have it figured out. So he does deserve a lot of credit in that respect for just kind of having his head on straight. And year two with the Huskers, not sweating about. I mean, we get a point where so many players, it's like the grass is greener on the other side. You know, if you're patient and committed, that tree bears fruit quite a bit too. And we just too many guys that just instant, and it's our entire generation. I mean, KP, you can speak on that. Just everybody we know today is kind of grow up on like instant gratification, just because that's, you know, whether drive-through, going on your phone, any of it.
Small attention spans.
Very small attention spans. The long-term dream is very hard to achieve
quick
for the current youth.
Yes.
Unless they're very dedicated.
I mean, just the art of keeping at it and going through trials. Okay, that we're losing that. We're losing that a lot, and that's like where it's like you go in and you want that fairy tale story, okay, of leaving a place better than you found it. You come in as a recruit, you take a chance on that school. They're not taking a chance on you. You're taking a chance on that school. You take them to the promised land. That is going to be the most rare story in sports, especially when there's so much opportunity for that to actually happen.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot at play. There are a lot of deals that smaller schools can make to those number one recruits that get them to ditch all the glitz and glamour at the blue blood schools and go take a chance on a school. But that's not going to be the case because the offers are so strong at the blue bloods that's not going to be the case.
Yeah, they got money to throw around.
Yeah.
Like, and if you're a smaller school, it's like, do we put all our NIL funds for one guy?
Right. That's the thing.
And we got to try to build out the rest of the roster. Like, it definitely favors not just the blue bloods, but the power fours. But let's swing this over to the baseball world since we got you in here, Kyle.
Would love
this
to.
one from Big B in here. The chances are still very small for a kid to make a D1 baseball squad, regardless of NIL, in my opinion. But I do think Nebraska baseball could do well with NIL. They operate in the black, great facilities and coaches. They operate in the back. I'm assuming it must be a typo. Great facilities and coaches. So you would poach a few kids from down south.
Yeah.
How do you suppose the Nebraska baseball NIL world looks like? I'm not. This is all on par today because it is 1890, celebrating 1890 Today initiative in the NIL. So
what's their birthday or something?
Just kind of, well, we're talking about, right? We're in this world today, and we are matching. They're doing things like they will today. If you want to donate to Nebraska NIL, just text 801-801 or go to 1890nebraska.com, and every dollar counts. Football contributions will be matched dollar for dollar up to $250,000, so $250,000. So if you donate $250,000 to football, they'll match $250,000 to football. So again, like, this, to me, it's not so much the money that freaks me out. It's like the long-term planning. And that's where I like Nebraska more because I'm assuming that's being involved in. I can't say the same for all these collectives.
Well, we don't got to talk about the 1890 right now since we're going to freaking go right into baseball. I don't know how that gets divided up amongst the athletics.
Well, I think what's nice about 1890s, I think you get a little bit of control on like where that money's going. I couldn't tell you what all the collectives look like because I told you that Hudson story.
Yeah.
Like, I don't, if it's just big pool, every collective is probably going to operate different.
Well, the collectives are just crazy to just wrap your head around.
Yeah, you got to have them though. I mean, we're at that point.
So wild there. Wow, $250,000 gets matched.
Yeah, so they'll match $250,000.
So to the chat line, thanks for tuning in, brother. So with baseball, you know, on paper it looks great. With Nebraska fans and the baseball potential and kind of the rise with the coaches and where we're trending as a program. You would think that that the NIL would be up a tick, but I think there's a lot of room for improvement there. To really get those Southern guys, say quality Southern guys that can come in and produce right away. They're a pretty penny, man. They are. And they don't have to be Southern guys, just really good talent to draw them away from the blue bloods down south.
You think the collectives down south are a lot bigger for baseball, probably?
The deals, the number figures,
like
the
ACC,
donors.
SEC
I think it's the donors that like, and I'm not going to sit here and trash Nebraska donors by any means, but it needs the flat out, like, it's the game we're in now. Like, it needs to be improved.
We're a football
it needs to be
school.
Improved more. Yeah.
So the donors are going to lean football.
Yeah. So that's the only solution to something like that, because the 1890 is not gonna turn the corner for baseball.
No, I think you're right there.
It's going to be someone waking up and really pouring into the baseball program specifically. So
that's a good point.
And if that were to happen, all it takes is 1 year for Nebraska to skyrocket. And I'll die on this hill that it takes one CWS run in this environment to wake people up at what Nebraska is. And I've always said that I think a lot more recruits would commit to Nebraska if we could get them here, and get them to experience, say, a game day. So I think part of that, like, to expose the country and get on the big stage, like going to Omaha and exposing the country to Nebraska baseball fans and
having the
environment.
Savannah Bananas scrimmage Nebraska baseball.
See, and yeah, that's a really good call.
I just think it's a great idea.
Clemson. That's what they just did with Clemson, and I think they could work something out. I promise you that.
Yeah, I mean, we used it all the time.
Yeah,
the fans here will show up.
Exactly. So there's plenty to be had, and yeah, hey, if that's one way of doing it to expose the country, the world to Nebraska baseball, getting them hooked up with banana ball, hey, we'll freaking do it.
Even if Memorial's too big. Haymarket Park.
Memorial wouldn't be too big. There's no shot.
I don't know.
It would.
I know you can definitely have
split
baseball games on football fields. I'm trying to think of the sidelines if it'd be enough room. You'd probably have enough room to figure it out.
I think it would be a hit. You could have a weekend series
if it fits in there well. Yeah,
and there
no
would
question.
still be
Memorial.
people waiting for tickets. That would be heartbroken. Say a 3-game series, I think there would be people heartbroken because they didn't get tickets.
Yeah, definitely.
And that's the craziest thing.
Where are you going to go out if you miss it? You're going to go all the way out there? Where is it? Georgia?
Yeah, Savannah,
Georgia. Yeah. So I mean, for most of Nebraska fans, like you're not going to have a Nebraska versus Georgia anytime soon unless you make it to the college football playoffs or you somehow end up in a bowl game with each other.
Yeah.
So it's a great opportunity. Yeah.
It would be. But I mean, when it comes to baseball and Nebraska baseball, turning that corner and really scooping up top tier level commits, like, because we're capable of doing it. We got the facilities, we've got the stadium.
Yeah, we just got
the fans,
and we just got to have the NIL probably with it.
That's right. Guys aren't going to turn down the figures they're getting in warmer weather for
really
fan support. It's just how it goes.
But
in a perfect world, it would be, but that's not going to happen.
Show them the taxes, though.
Sure.
Maybe Ken Callie's like, these taxes are pretty tough.
Well, California baseball has been doing too hot lately, so
there you go. Another reason to split. Not really a school that probably have a lot of your best portal talent coming out of there, though.
Yeah. I mean, there's a lot of West Coast talent that goes elsewhere.
Yeah, I mean, elsewhere is just the SEC and the East Coast?
Yep.
Who is kind of the favorite
West
next
Coast.
year in baseball? Do you got any idea right now?
I mean, probably just rattle off the top 5 SEC schools, Tennessee, LSU,
A&M.
Yeah, that's just how it is. A&M's going to be, they're
maybe Florida's frisky again.
Crazy.
I think Florida lost a lot though, or am I wrong?
Doesn't matter. I mean, it's just freaking rinse and repeat, man. Down there, they got just talent stacked on talent. So, I mean, it's going to be quality, talented teams every year. So, I'm looking forward to Nebraska's year next year. I mean, it takes one freaking year. Just lightning in a bottle, man. Make it happen. I think it'd be great to see.
Absolutely. With that being said, we'll throw it to break. First break, UnKut with Kyle Perry. The host is always to my left. Don't go anywhere. We got 2 more segments left. And then, of course, we will have striking up a conversation with more than a couple. I have 3 Husker bowlers. Anna Cowan will be calling in. Caleb Restrady will bring in a special guest, and they will go from that 9 to 10 o'clock spot as always. UnKut with Kyle Perry. Don't go anywhere. 2 more segments, on the other side.
This holiday season, give yourself the ultimate gift, self-care and peace of mind. We know the holidays can bring stress, but did you know that managing that stress is key to your heart health? High blood pressure and heart disease can be impacted during this busy time. In fact, heart attacks are more common during the holidays. So take a moment for yourself. Breathe, relax, and prioritize your well-being. Search Chronic Disease Nebraska to learn more. Paid for by Nebraska DHHS, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Koppel Chevrolet GMC, and the holiday sales event is now underway with unbelievably low interest rates and huge discounts on both our new and pre-owned inventory. Right now, we're offering 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. These are the absolute biggest discounts of the year. You heard right, 0% interest rates or $13,000 off select new models. So please stop on in or check us out online at koppelcars.com. All deals with approved credit, must trade, and Costco.
For work parties, friend get-togethers, family gatherings, which means lots of eating. Maybe you think you've perfected your holiday meals, and maybe you have no idea where to even start. Let's fix that right now. No holiday party is complete without Führer's cheese spread. It goes well with any type of cracker, pretzels, apples, chili, vegetables, chips, and of course, it's perfect to pair with wine or beer. Holiday meals aren't complete until Furious cheese spread is on the table. Find your own container at your nearest local grocery store today.
Your Christmas list changes a lot as you get older. Dreams of video games, remote control cars, and baseball gloves turn into dreams of shoes. You know, practical things. Brown Shoe Fit is the king of shoes in Lincoln, with brands like Sorel, UGG, Brooks, Hoka, and more to make you fashionable and comfortable. Grab a new Ridge wallet or buy 3, get 1 free on smart wool socks for the ultimate stocking stuffer. And don't forget a reliable gift card for that hard-to-buy person in your life. Brown Shoe Fit at 66th and Q in Lincoln.
Automotive Solutions is Lincoln's one-stop shop for all your vehicle needs, from vinyl wraps to engine repair and maintenance. Automotive Solution offers fleet services as well as printing and graphic design for vinyl applications, plus installation of vinyl for boats, trucks, cars, and anything else you want wrapped. Perfection is their standard, and they never settle for less. Call today at 531-249-5600 or go to automotivesolutionslincoln.com to learn more. That's Automotive Solutions, 2040 Southwest 5th Street in Lincoln.
At Anderson Ford, we have commission-free guides who are paid to give you a great experience, not make a sale, so you can choose the best vehicle for you. During the Get Holiday Ready sales event, lease a 2024 Ford F-150 for only $379 per month. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1003769, $375 per month. Lease for 36 months with a free credit, 7,500 miles per year, $47.50 to assign. No security deposit required. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 1225. See delivery details.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Hey Husker Nation, this is Todd Euler, 2-time national champion, here to talk to you about Window World Lincoln. At Window World, we specialize in replacement windows, doors, siding, and roofing. Whether you're looking to enhance the beauty of your home or increase its energy efficiency, we've got you covered. And here's the best part. We offer the best for less. Our team is dedicated to providing top quality products and exceptional service at affordable prices. We want to earn your business and make your home improvement dreams a reality. So why wait? Contact Window World Lincoln today at 464-7313 or visit our website at windowworldlincoln.com. Window World Lincoln, where quality meets affordability.
League One Volleyball is coming to Omaha this January. Featuring Olympic medalist Jordan Larson and Justine Wong-Arantes, Love Omaha Volleyball is Omaha's newest pro team. The inaugural season will showcase some of the world's best volleyball players, from medalists to NCAA champions and international superstars, with the action kicking off on January 24th at the Liberty First Credit Union Arena. Visit LOVB.com for more information and to purchase tickets. Volleyball is the next major league.
In every office, there's 2 types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday. You lost Wednesday. You're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe.
Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting bar. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall-to-Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
back to Uncut with Kyle Perry on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
Welcome back, folks. 93.7 The Ticket. This is Uncut. I'm Kyle Perry here. Harris Narns working them boards over there on the ones and twos. Per usual, baby. Here we've been talking about NIL, Nebraska-specific NIL, and just the landscape of NIL in the first place, man. I'll tell you what. It's the Wild West out there. It's entertaining. Don't get it twisted. It's entertaining. Makes for great television, great drama. But boy, man, when you're dealing with 18 to 22, 23, 24, hell, even 27-year-old kids now.
Yeah.
Boy, it's a Wild West. It's crazy.
It's more Wild West than the Wild West.
Yeah.
Wild West is more of a myth than anything. There's actually rules in place.
Mm.
There's no rules in place. Like there's windows when you can hop in and move. There's early national signing days. Like my whole thing, and this isn't anything to do with NIL. This is a lot of this part is just the NCAA is like, what are we doing with all these like rule changes and trying to figure out like having multiple, like when talking to Demorne, and even me, just remember growing up, there was one day that players signed. Now there's multiple opportunities.
An early signing
now
day.
There's a couple of transfer portal windows. Now there's no more rules if you decide to really, there's no stipulations that if you do this, this is the result. This is the penalty. Now, all of that's just pretty much gone.
And here's the thing. I mean, you also got to think. I remember because my first couple years in college before the NIL really came was still where like transfers had to sit out a year.
Yeah.
And here's the thing, though. Does it suck? Yeah. Yeah, that sucks. But think about it right now. This is where it's anarchy, okay, where that is totally flushed away. You get immediate eligibility. You could transfer to 3 different places and play. You've been seeing it in so many cases across the country and multiple sports of kids doing that. And that's crazy. It's outrageous because, one, why would you want to live that way? Why are you encouraging kids to want to live that way?
That's always surprises me as kids that actually, maybe that's just me, but I would not want to just travel every year and just completely rip my roots up.
Yeah.
Because I even though I wasn't a student athlete, you make connections.
Yeah.
And to start from scratch every year would suck.
I mean, I'm just thinking about your own bedroom.
Yeah.
You're ripping that up every year. Like, it's just.
You're hiring movers because you got the NIL money.
Oh, okay.
I'm just kidding.
Wild.
I don't know what that looks
Wild.
like. You're probably not hurting the same way someone who would. I guess it's probably just a lot.
And it's crazy that the investment from a school, they'd invest that much in what they know could potentially be just 1 year with them. And in many cases it is. And just up and leaving after, that long. But, oh well, I digress. But it's an interesting time. It's an interesting time to where there's no deterrent from wanting to just do that and seek out other opportunities. It's just it's weird. And I think there at least needs to be something like maybe sit out a year. Like that's the deterrent. That's enough deterrent for so many guys. And it used to be to where like, okay, I'll suck it up and play.
I actually like that rule. And just make it a thing where you have to sit out a year unless you meet this very specific criteria to where we can totally see. Yeah, man, you made the right move getting out of there. That wasn't right. But how, looking at what you signed on pen and ink, they didn't follow through with it. Like if it's some sort of contract breach through NIL, like then those guys get it back. But have it be, they got to go through some sort of peer review process to decide if they actually get that year or not. But otherwise, yeah, I mean, there needs to be something keeping guys in place because everyone's been frustrated and done something stupid just to wake up the next day and been like, probably should have just calmed down, maybe woke up the next day and thought about it some more. Instead, I acted irrationally through the heat of emotion. But don't worry, we know that, young kids are really good at just keeping all their emotions in check and never chasing or freaking out. They're pretty much totally mature at that point, so we don't need to watch out for them.
And then when there's ridiculous amounts of money being attached to those situations, what do you think that does to parents? That clouds their judgment for sure. I guarantee it.
Yeah, Like,
and they're listening to, and their kids are listening to them. They're probably thinking irrationally a lot.
Well, it puts you in a tough spot as a parent too, because you want to tell your kid that loyalty and stuff matters, but it's like you're also human. It's like, wait a minute, they're going to give you how much?
Yeah.
Like, I know everything we just said, but like, are we stupid to like hold on to our, our moral compass or whatever? Like, money talks, and there's just so much of it going around that morals get pushed aside sometimes. And again, this is not. All we need is balance. This isn't a bad thing. NIL is a great thing. It's good that it's finally happening. This is just we're in this point where there's zero balance with any of it, and it's creating more chaos than good. Is my fear.
Yeah, and I think that's what was expected out of
True.
it.
That is a good
Ironically,
point.
Like
out
right
of the
off
first
rip,
few
it was
years,
like, yeah, this is going to be crazy.
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess we all kind of did know this was coming down.
But right, it was long overdue, and that's why I always refer to it as like the most thought out yet not thought out thing in the world, because it's like it took so long for this to get approved, and everyone was pro NIL.
Well, California just said
except the
screw
people
you,
in charge,
and that's what really.
Okay.
And this isn't California's fault. California did the right thing because they realized the NCAA was never going to budge.
Right.
And they just, I can't remember exactly what it was, but basically just took them to court and said, no, you're in the wrong. Look at all the money that these schools generate. Look at you look at the tuition costs for a lot of these universities, and then you think about, wait, you weren't paying student athletes. You just think about all the money hand over fist that they're getting. So like, yeah, there needs to be some wealth distribution. The problem is because it came to California basically just giving the bird to the NCAA. There was zero plans in place.
Yeah.
They just got forced because they lost. So right then on the spot, their best ideas were the ones they were going to go with because there's no time.
Yeah.
So now that's where we are. And again, not California's fault. It's the NCAA's fault for dragging their foot on this for so long. That, you kind of get to our first segment where we're more just kind of frustrated with the whole money in college football when it should be a good thing. But just because the way it's bounced out is sloppy right now.
It's crazy.
Yeah. And that's not, again, I have to keep saying this. It sucks, but that's not all collectives.
No, it's all
Some
right.
are going to be better than others.
People get it, man.
Yeah.
They get that.
But
You got to.
You'd be surprised, right?
Well,
some
you know
people
what?
just don't. They're like, I caught that 30 seconds. This guy hates
too
paying
freaking
athletes.
bad. That's too freaking bad. That's their fault. But yeah, it's wild. It's simply
Toothpaste
wild.
is out of the tube. You can't put it back in.
But it's just crazy because there's right this very second there are rules being breached. This.
Yeah, before
to where
there's
there's illegal contact with players all throughout the country. I mean, it's probably happening at such a ridiculous clip. It would blow your blow your mind.
5-star quarterback getting hit up on kick.
I mean, whatever platform they're making contact with them, I guarantee there's some loophole or third party whatever it's happening. And while that's going on with opportunities pulling you away, to not have any deterrent to where the player can think, okay, now this is a good deal. I understand what they're bringing to the table here from this other school. I'm getting what I'm getting at this school. I see what the deal is on the other end. To then, okay, all right, that's a better deal. I've made up my mind. And there's not that second step of like, okay, I'll go take that deal to sit out a year. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So there's no step at where they're like, all right. Well, if I do this, then here's the repercussion, And so that's where it's like that rule. Sure, there can be cases, and that just screams straight up lazy on the NCAA's part. Where, are there too many cases of kids transferring? Oh, so that's why you can't do a case by case thing. I would love to get their thoughts on that, because it's like you gotta have something in place to where the guys are like, and this isn't a boomer take either.
No, it's just
it's
a very
happening
rational
way
take.
too much. It's
Yeah.
like okay. You got a good reason, great. Let's hear you out.
Yeah.
Okay, and freaking, if you're gonna be lenient on anything, be lenient on those, the case by cases. Okay, it's not that serious of a situation, but they brought a good reason to that could affect that individual quite a bit. Okay, we'll let you play next year.
And I'm okay with that. It just needs to be some sort of deterrent
or some process.
Yeah, where it's just not
to where it's
instant and easy.
Right. And it's so easy for them. So so what I'm saying is, I'm sure there's illegal contacts going on. I'm sure there's guys that are knowing before they entered that evaluation process of the transfer portal or negotiating process rather, that they know what the idea of the deal is on the other end. Okay. And I'm sure they're figuring that out midway through the season through whatever third party contacts. Okay. And they get to think about these decisions. They get to map them out. And there's not any point in those decisions where it's like, oh man, maybe I shouldn't do this, or think negatively about that situation.
It's
or their decision.
Yeah, it just needs guidelines around it so bad. Because we had one of the players this year enter the portal before the portal was even officially open, and then re-enter the team before the portal was still yet to be officially open. So that's clear. Just a renegotiation period for said player. Again, that's the fault of the players. Do what you're going to do. If you don't do that, you're going to make less money than what you could make. Any rational human being is going to try to make more, but with the lack of rules, regulations, it's good, needs balance. And we're just going to keep striving for balance. When I say we, I mean whoever the donors are, whoever the schools are that have that fat of pockets. I'm certainly not the one that's going to be able to match $250,000. But someone's got to figure it out to get some balance to this thing. We got this one. It's a good thought. I don't know how many people have even thought about this. Alan in Lincoln, and we'll say this one before we wrap up here. Asking about, I wonder what the economic impact is in a college town with Division I schools, NIL athletes spending freely, buying nicer than average cars, rentals, etc. I don't know what your economics is, but it's interesting, right? Because it could drive the economy in a good way if the student athletes really like to buy local.
Yeah.
If they're doing all their shopping at Walmart, Best Buy, and chains, then not necessarily doing anything but themselves. I mean, I don't know about like how many student athletes it take to actually drive up rent prices, and considering most of them are student living anyways.
Well, what's it going to do to your economy in your college town that for 1 year when you dish out a crazy deal to some kid and they spend in your city for a year and then bounce? You got to look at some of these
you're
figures.
just going to have rotating new kids will fill those spots.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it could actually be really great if these buy local.
In a perfect world, Harrison.
Yeah, in a perfect world, the economy,
we're all booming. Look at Nashville. Look at freaking Lincoln, Nebraska. We're booming.
Yeah, instead of going to, the whatever Ford dealership, you go to Jerry's Lincoln Auto, and he's got a used Honda, and you're like, you know what? I'll buy that off you. Buying local. I don't know. It's a great question, Alan. Unfortunately, I just don't know enough about economics to give you anything close to a valid answer. Just not educated. Did you get a minor in business?
No, I got a minor in criminal justice.
Okay.
But some of these figures are pretty freaking criminal, dude.
Well, I'm glad your degree worked out for you.
Thank you, brother.
All right, we'll throw it to break. KP, get us out of
here. Hey, man, this is UnKut.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
At Midwest Bank, they want to thank all the generous donors who helped make their 2024 Turkey Drive for Schools a success. Thanks to the generosity, they raised enough money to provide 153 families across 6 different schools in Lincoln with a full Thanksgiving meal. With your support, they made Thanksgiving Day for those families a little brighter. They want to wish everyone a Merry Christmas. Your community, your bank. Midwest Bank. Member FDIC.
Dreaming of a green Christmas this year? Make it a reality with Acres. We're offering 0% for 60 months financing on most new John Deere compact tractors, Gator UTVs, and mowers. From moving snow to landscaping the perfect yard, John Deere equipment turns chores into child's play. Visit your local Acres store to start shopping today. Act now. These incentives expire December 31st, 2024. Financing programs approved credit with John Deere Financial. Some restrictions may apply.
Experience the Landmark difference with the next level of dealer support. Landmark, your local John Deere dealer, continually works to have parts on hand the first time you walk in the door. Our internal route system means we can get the parts to you typically same or next day to keep you up and running. At Landmark, we understand time is money. Get more uptime with our after-hours parts and service support on the phone or in the field. Stop by your local Landmark today to experience the Landmark difference.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and is currently searching for journeyman plumbers to join their team. Experience is preferred, but not required for all applicants. When you join the team at Davis Plumbing, you'll receive full benefits package with paid time off. Join a small local business doing big things in Lincoln and surrounding areas. Apply today by calling 402-525-6922 or find them on social media. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
You can help fight deadly diseases like RSV and influenza while getting paid for your time. Velocity Clinical Research is now seeking clinical trial participants in your area. Participants can receive compensation for study-related time. No health insurance is needed to join. Find a study near you at velocitytrials.com. That's velocitytrials.com.
Have you been accused of a crime and don't know where to turn? At Liberty Law Group, we understand that a call to an attorney is a call for help. If you're up against the legal system, you need an advocate you can trust to handle your case with professionalism and compassion. Liberty Law's experienced trial attorneys are committed to the defense of liberty for those accused. Don't let a criminal charge ruin your life. Call 877-42-LIBERTY. Liberty Law Group, trial attorneys you need, advocates you deserve. That's 877-42-LIBERTY or libertylawnebraska.com.
It happens. All of a sudden, you need a plumber. Just call Bryant, 467-1111. Problem solved with Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Patriot Plumbing at 402-464-7411 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-464-7411.
Nebraska's Christmas Light Show is back and bigger than ever. The Magical Lights of Lincoln Christmas Show runs from Black Friday through New Year's Eve at Sandhills Global Event Center. Bring the family for a show they'll never forget, featuring over 1.5 million lights. Cost is $25 per vehicle from Monday through Thursday, $30 on Friday and Saturday, and also $30 on Christmas Eve and day. Purchase your tickets online today at christmaslightsinlincoln.com and get ready to experience a drive-through light show like you've never seen before.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Back to Uncut with Kyle Perry on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Powered by the Teammates Mentoring Program.
All right, welcome back. 93.7 The Ticket. This is Uncut. I'm Kyle Perry. Welcome to the last segment here with Harrison Arns on the right, on the ones and twos per usual. Hey, man. It's been an NIL-based show tonight, all right? It's crazy numbers being thrown out left and right. Different signing periods, different transfer periods, agents in the game.
Yeah. That's part we don't even have time to cover.
It's out there. It's out there, Harrison. That's the bottom line. And
high school agents, Kyle Perry. There's agents at the high school
level. I saw from my alma mater, Millard South. I saw earlier in the season, I saw a middle school quarterback. Class of whatever, 2032, whatever. Hell, attending a Miller South football game with a sideline pass and the whole, like it was an official visit. That opened my eyes.
Yeah.
That one post. This kid is probably 12, 13, or 14.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the middle school window. That's unreal.
But imagine if you're
just
that
flat
kid.
out. I know high school recruiting has been happening for a long time at many places. I know this is nothing new. Okay, so generationally, just forego this whole the recruiting thing. I get it. Middle schoolers, that blossom early are probably getting recruited. Okay, that not me in my case, so I can't speak on experience, but I understand that this probably happens, and it's been happening for a long time at a lot of places, but like a printed out laminated with a lanyard official visit or like sideline pass, whatever it is, around the neck of a 12, 13 or 14-year-old for a high school football game is blasphemous.
Yeah, that guy should
That
just
is
be worrying
crazy.
about the boys on his team and his social studies.
Worry about
test.
making friends.
Yeah.
Worry about making friends. Worry about making memories.
Well, at that age, Kyle Perry, I think it's safe to say, right? Like,
if you are good enough to be getting recruited out of high school, pick a high school you're going to go to college.
Exactly.
Okay. That high school, unless you're looking for, an early college that Millard South allows or has to offer. If you're going for the early college, great, because you get your associates before you get your high school degree.
Okay,
that's a great program. I wasn't smart enough to do it, but it's a great program. My sister did it. A lot of people do it. It's great. You get a college degree before you get your high school degree, so you don't even have to go to junior college, because that's what you would get. You don't have to go to a 4-year if you don't want to. You got a college degree, great. Okay, go freaking
2 more years, knock
reach
it
for
out.
the stars, right? Or knock it out in 2 years. Okay, but like I guarantee the kid's not looking at Millard South for the early college.
No.
But what do we have to offer this kid? What are you going to get, better lunches? What are you going to get paid under the table? Are your parents going to get like a parking spot in the front row at the stadium or something? I'm lost here. But like why are we upping it a tick? Okay, just be good. And Millard South won the state championship, but just be good on the field. Like, kids are going to want to go play for your school.
Well, and if you're that kid, if you're good, you're good. You'll make it to the top. You're not at the point to where you need to transfer to get seen. Carter Nelson played 8-man football at Ainsworth and was one of the highest touted tight ends. He's not even playing the same damn brand of football. And everyone's like, yeah, he's got it. So stuff like that always drives me up a wall. Like, you don't need to transfer to schools. Like, if you're good at the high school level, if you're good, you'll rise to the top and someone will notice you.
You will be noticed.
Unless you have and again, this goes back to the egregious cases, the true, 0.0%, 0.01%. Maybe it's closer to 1%. I don't know. The egregious cases where it's like, okay, yeah, go ahead, transfer. But even for a guy like Dylan Raiola, I'm not going to hate on him for it. I just don't understand that. It's just kind of a different generation today of kids being able to move around. And, his could have been more attached to his family because his family's all over the U.S. So,
yeah,
it could be more to do with that. And that's one of those, not necessarily egregious, but okay, family. It's not just you, it's the family. But I'm always just very big on, like, you get better if you work around the same guys and make those guys better.
Well, yeah, and trust in the process and having a little bit of perseverance in you. No doubt. But yeah, in Raiola's case, you look at any similar situation with a highly talented quarterback across the country. I mean, very, very few situations I'm sure you're going to see guys sticking around after their first year.
And
like
that, and to the flip side of that, maybe that's kind of the true, like, if you were actually the cream of the crop, your story is a little bit different.
Yeah.
Because Dylan Raiola is the type of guy that, if he was, say, from Cedar Catholic, my school, he'd be doing himself a disservice if he just kept playing for Cedar, because that's not real good competition. Like, if you want to get your accuracy up, you're just going to be wide receivers wide open left and right, because C2 Nebraska football, you're going to really not have too many challenges. So in those, if you're truly that, it makes sense. Yeah. But even then, again, it kind of goes back to the Carter Nelson. Like, unless you're playing quarterback, like, you can just be an athlete like Carter Nelson. Man, doesn't matter. I mean, the guy got legit snaps for Husker football this year and played well.
Yeah. Talent's talent, and you're going to be noticed. And the same goes to baseball, or really any sport for that matter. And in very, very few and special cases that you can really have an argument for the other side, where you're like, I'm at X and Y school. I'm doing so well. I'm putting up 25 a game. Why am I not getting recruited? You don't see those situations.
Mm-hmm.
You don't. Like, man, I wish I wouldn't have gone to 0-12 Benson, man. I put up 3,500 yards this season. I haven't heard from a single coach. That it's not going to happen.
Yeah, they'll find you.
Okay, go play for a school that has a decent history and they consistently have an all right team. If you're a running back that's going to block for you, quarterback that's going to block for you, okay, something. And if you're really the cream of the crop, you should have influence. Okay, you should have influence. So to that I say, let's just maybe make some regulations.
Just
because high schoolers are going to watch, or high school is going to watch the college ranks, and the college are going to watch the pro ranks. Okay, so let's just set some better examples. Okay, for what it's supposed to look like, and give us some time, and let's hope a lot more better stories come out, good stories where like, hey, this worked out for good, and look at what you can get from them. So Harrison, another great night with you. We got 2 nights left, brother. 2 nights left here on UnKut. Bittersweet. But hey, another great night with you. I appreciate you, brother.
Absolutely. Don't go anywhere. Striking up a conversation next. Got multiple Husker Bowlers joining us for that one. We'll talk to you on the other side.